Are you a person that's chronically late? Well, we can change that up. We can declutter your life of lateness. Let's talk about it. I have 3 tips. First of all, I want to say I was raised in a military family, a master sergeant in the Air Force. He treated us kids kind of like soldiers sometimes, but we were taught to be punctual and that it's respectful of other people to be punctual. So we would, even if we were a minute late piling into that station wagon, he would drive home. the the point of, if he were a bus, we would have missed our ride, and we better treat him with respect and get into that car on time. Otherwise, we'd hear about it for a long time. I am grateful to this day for that, such a good training on how to be on time and even early. So, number one, be more aware of time. You notice this clock in my this is my closet, my walk-in closet. It's a clock. Helps me not get distracted on changing my mind on what I'm going to wear. Just get out the door on time. Um, you might not only have a clock in every room, especially the bathroom. Um, you might want to have a timer to time each segment, especially that 15 minutes before you have to get out the door. You don't want to do anything that's going to take up a lot of brain or heavy brain thinking that gets you distracted, like answering the phone or answering somebody's text. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that kind of thing. You want to do light brain activities, things like maybe washing a bowl out in the sink or picking up your kitchen counter, that kind of thing. Those are light brain activities that aren't going to distract you. So that's number one. Be more aware of time and avoid distractions. Number two, get your ducks in a row. Plenty early. Um, Things like planning on how long it takes you and getting to know yourself long. And my dad always used to say, plan on getting up an hour before you have to leave the house. That's stuck. That's usually a good rule, unless we'll talk about that later. You have some special hindrances, but usually an hour before I leave the house, I get up, and sometimes earlier than that. I get ready as soon as I possibly can, and then I do some other stuff. So how long will it take to get there, and how long will it take you to get ready? Factor in all that stuff. Reverse engineer. So you say, I want to get to that appointment at 2. You reverse engineer until you can figure out how much time and set your alarm clock. Have that alarm clock far away from your bed so you have to actually get up. My dad used to say, feet on the floor. Oh, that was horrible. But it got us up, it got us awake. When you have your feet on the floor, it gets you awake. So reverse engineer, check the weather. You don't want to be stuck with going, oh no, I have to scrape the windshield and I have to find my winter boots and all that. No, check the weather, check your maps app, how long it's going to take you. Um, what else? Lay out your things. Find those things the night before. Make sure your keys are on that hook in your jacket and what you're going to wear, and everything is findable, quickly findable. Then what else I was going to say? Okay, so be aware of your time. To get those ducks in a row, get all prepared way ahead of time. And number 3, get used to being early instead of being late. You're going to have to start being early. And I know you're going, oh, that's so unproductive. I don't like to wait. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I'm wasting all my time. Well, if you have that problem of being chronically late, you're going to have to start being chronically early. So get used to it. If it's an appointment, like a doctor and dental appointment, that kind of thing, you want to make sure you're early. And a lot of times they'll let you in early, but at least 5-10 minutes early to an appointment. They appreciate it so much. I know my doctor does. It messes up their whole schedule for the whole day if you're late. That's not okay. If it's a person's house, you're going, oh no, I don't want to be late. I mean, I don't want to be early. I mean, they might still be getting ready. You're right. Don't be early at a person's house. No. What I do is I park very close to their house, like 2 or 3 minutes away on a side street, somewhere where they're not going to see me. And then I don't do any heavy brain activities. I just really pay attention to the clock. And then I go to their house. Like, I know how long my Maps app tells me it takes 2 minutes to drive their house, and then I start driving to their house. But I kind of hide on a side street until then. I get there plenty early for that side street. Also hindrances like a baby, a pet, a disabled person in your family, or an elderly person that takes extra long to get ready. You want to factor all that in. I remember being at an appointment, or not being at an appointment early or even on time. It was when I was a first-time parent, and I didn't know how to factor in the extra time that takes to nurse a baby, get a baby dressed, and then when the baby messes the diaper a minute before. I was about 5-10 minutes late, but I felt badly. And the doctor said, well, babies are never convenient, are they? And they aren't. So you have to factor in all that. I learned to factor in an extra hour with a baby. It took me an hour to get ready. It takes an extra hour with a baby, and that's factoring in the traffic and factoring in all that stuff just to make sure we're early. Also, airports. Oh my gosh, airports, they're so unpredictable. You never know how many. I always check in my bag. I mean, I don't check my bag. I bring it with me on the plane. It saves a lot of time at the checkout line or the check-in line. I have my boarding pass ready way ahead of time. And then I relax. I do some stretching exercise. I hydrate. I, even take a walk. It's really nice to take a walk before a flight. And I'd always bring something good to read. Keep my brain occupied until they say, okay, time to get on the plane. I'm always there plenty early. And it's a relaxing feeling to always be on time to a flight. So you want to follow these tips if you want to change the person you are now. Change from being a chronically late person to a person that's always on time, a person that can be counted on. How wonderful, lovely is that? So be aware of your time, prep ahead of time, and get used to being early and factor in all that stuff that takes extra time. Toodaloo for now. I hope you'll be the kind of person that's going to be on time and be punctual.